Good evening, and welcome to another edition of my daily broadcast. It's my pleasure to be here again, as always. Yes, if you come, please say hello, drop a message, please like and ask a question or something so that I know that you are there. So tonight, the topic of tonight's topic, the topic of the message tonight is don't preempt God. The journey ahead is not one that you know about. It's a new one to you. So don't preempt God. Now, there's a difference between preparation and presumption. There's a difference between you preparing for the journey ahead and you presuming that you know what it is. In fact, there's something they call presumptuous sin. You know, it is you think that, oh, okay, no, I just, on behalf of God, you know, I think I know already because he's been dealing with me for quite a while. I've been dealing with him, you know, for quite a while. So I understand him. No, you know, God terms this as arrogance. If you assume that you know something ahead of time and so you don't bother to consult him. When it comes to this journey that you're about to take, you know, preparation is different from presumption. Don't presume you know. Don't go on and make preparations that differ from what is in his heart. And in fact, some of your presumptuous thoughts may be opposite of what he wants and where he wants you to go. And so one of the things you must do, of course, is to prepare. But in preparing, make sure that you have a word of God, you speak with God, you talk with God, and you listen to him. No, it's not like he wants to choke you, but just like Moses, let your heart be one that is constantly saying, if you will not go with me, I will not go. If you are not coming with us, we will not come. Because as I said yesterday, some of us are going to be leading a group of people out of something. Some of you are going to be leading, you know, vast number of people into something. And so they are going into their promised land, and you are the one that God has called to lead them to their promised land. And so because of this, it is very important to God that you lead them according to his will, that you allow him to be the one leading them through you. So as I said, preparation is good. Number one thing you are doing, which is right, is that you're preparing to start that journey. Like I explained yesterday, in case you were not here, I said, look, for a while, many of us have been looking forward to starting this journey, and we've looked at it like, oh, I'm about to enter my promised land. But in actual fact, you see, for Moses, you know, the end of one wilderness experience, which he has had with Jethro, is the beginning of the beginning of another wilderness experience in carrying the children of Israel out of Egypt. And so I made an example. I said, look, it's like maybe God has told you are going to be a vice chancellor. God might have told you are going to be a chairman of a local government, or he has told you are going to be the governor or president or something somewhere. Even it could be as the president of your social club, of your student union, or whatever. God has already shown you that he's going to make you the head. To get there is daunting, yes, you know, but getting there is the first step. You know, just like Moses getting the go ahead from Pharaoh after such a tough time, getting the go ahead from Pharaoh to go away and, you know, to allow him to take the children of Israel away from Egypt. But that's just the first step. You know, the beginning of the journey actually is now when, after he has gotten that opportunity to lead, he will now lead them between there and the promised land. And so for some of us, you know, leading that, you know, crowd, leading whoever it is that God is going to give you influence over, it's so important to God that you lead by his spirit. You allow him to, to lead you. I'm not saying that means that he's going to use a rod to, to make life difficult for you or push you here and there. No, God is not like that. But for whatever thing you're going to do, let God be the one that is leading you, so that you can lead the people into what he has called you to do. Note that when God puts people under you for that which is going to put them under you for, note that it is not enough that you help them to build structures. Some of us are going to be looking at, if God is leading you to take care of poor people, he wants you to have this big NGO that will take care of so many people all over the country, or all over your community, or state or local government, and you're thinking, to build them this big edifice so that they can sleep comfortably in this edifice, so that they can have good beds and all that. Those are not the only reasons for which God has called you. In fact, they are not the main reasons. It's rather to bring the people into his spirit, into his life. That is the most important, is bringing the people out of the present life they live into his own kind of living, where they are no longer living for themselves but for God. So it's very important that you allow God to lead through you, so that he can bring the people, because if he does not summon the people, they will not listen to you. They will not be able to, they will not change. He's the one that can cause that kind of change. So now let me use as an example, when I'm talking about the fact that you do not know for certain what that journey is going to need. You don't know. So as you are right now, you may be so worried about, I need to get this. Okay, what am I going to get? Am I ready? Am I ready? In fact, you've been ready for so long, and yet you are unreadying yourself again because of the time, because you still have time before entering there, because you have not entered. You keep doubting your readiness. In doubting your readiness, you are thinking you should prepare this and that, and the Lord is asking me, you understand, is telling me tonight to tell you that some of those things that you are trying to gather for the journey are not necessary. Some of them are part of the starter pack that will be handed over to you when you want to start the journey. I don't know who this is talking to, but I believe strongly that the Lord wants someone to know that some of those things you are worrying yourself so much about right now, concerning the next place the Lord is taking you, the Lord wants you to know that that will be part of what will be handed over to you when the journey wants to start. For instance, when Moses was going to take the children of Israel out of Egypt, he didn't know that God was going to make a preparation, was going to make a provision for the nation of Israel going out of Egypt. But at the last minute, God said, tell them to go and ask all their neighbors for gifts, for gold, articles of gold and all that. And they went to ask, and God had already prepared their hearts to give. And so that was part of the starter pack, that wealth was going to be theirs. Imagine if there had been someone there, maybe some Israelites, they were thinking, as Moses is asking Pharaoh right now to release us, if we go, we'll not have wealth though. So what do we do? And they start thinking of maybe each time they do something, they should hide straw inside their bag. They should hide, all forms of things that can come into the hand of a laborer anyway, and start putting it in their bag, because they think at least when they are going, they should have something they are holding. See how useless it will be, but when God was going to start them off, knowing that they had worked for without wages for hundreds of years, he said, okay, go and ask your neighbor for gold. And they gave them their gold in such large quantities. So some of those things you are worrying for right now, they are part of the starter pack that God is going to hand over to you when you want to start this journey. So what the word is, do not worry, because you don't know what will be needed. Let me give you an example of why you should not worry about those things that you are going to take into this journey. Now, it's like you're going on a trip, or let's use Ukraine for an example, or any country that is at war. One of the things that marks those who are running away from a nation that is at war is that their bags are usually very small. there are so many things that you love that you can carry with you, no matter how much you love them. Again, so same way, like if you're traveling, maybe for instance you want to travel out of the country, you know there is a limited amount of kgs that you can carry, and so naturally when you're going to travel, by the time you are selecting what to carry or what not to carry, some things have to be dropped. Some things have to be dropped. So as it is, you have excess luggage, things that you can't even carry to start that journey. So sometimes when you are preparing so hard without having an insight from God as to what to prepare for, you're just wasting energy and time. And then because you are worrying, you keep thinking you are not ready. That's why God will want you to know that it is just time for you to rest. Whatever it is you need on that journey, even then it is all going to be provided for you. Now also I can use the example of the army. The Lord said it specifically. It said, who goes to war at his own expense? Who goes to war at his own expense? So another reason why you should be at rest, that which is needed, even with your mind, with your resources and all that which is needed, God himself has planned it and is going to be part of that which you will start off with. And there's a good example, even as I'm talking, so many of the examples are coming. Jesus said it up to the point that he said, when they are going to take you before the Sanhedrin, as in take you before men to come and speak, he said, don't worry about what you are going to say. Don't worry. It's not just about what you are going to carry, even what you are going to say. You see, because before the Lord will deem you fit, ready to go out, ready to start this journey, ready to lead these people, except it is not the Lord you have been waiting on, except you just want to jump and carry people. But if it is the Lord you have been waiting on and he's going to hand these people over to you, before he deemed it fit that you are ready to lead them, he had already imputed all that is needed into you. He has already taken you through all the routes that will make you learn and have the experiences that he knows are essential for where you're going. And so the worry is, there's no need to worry about, oh, maybe you are not even fit. And he saw you fit. That's how come you're going to even start to lead the people. Now imagine that God saw that Moses had run away all this while and had been in the wilderness serving Jethro. Now it's time for him to come and lead the children. He himself went to go and call him that you will go and lead my people out of there. Can you imagine any reason why he will be less prepared than God needs him to be, when it was God that went to call him after he had left him to be trained under Jethro for 40 years? The fact that God went to call him, the fact that God is calling you and telling you that you're going to do this thing at this time, after passing through your wilderness for this many years, is because he knows that now you have within you, in your heart, in your spirit, in your mind, he knows you have within you that which is going to take for you to do the work that is before you. And so why then will it be that you will worry so much that you are thinking, what am I supposed to have that I don't have? Sometimes you will even dream, you will see yourself trying to gather things. That's because you are feeling unprepared. And if there's anything you need more than anything else, is to have the confidence that you are able, is to have the courage that which you are going to do, you are able to do it. You must not lose your confidence. That's what the Bible says. You can't afford to lose your confidence. And so know this and know it for certainty, that you don't need to preempt. Don't preempt God. Don't try to help God ahead, because that will be counted as arrogance, in your from you, just like or like Moses, that God had told him at some point, oh yeah, strike the rock. He struck the rock. He understood how to do it then, because God said so, and water came out. And then God said, speak to the rock. And you see, his subconscious mind just went back to do it the same way he's been doing it. And this is what God does not want you to do. That don't preempt him. Don't go about trying to do it ahead of him. Just wait. If he says wait, wait. If he says be still, be still. If he says praise me, just thank me, just be in thanksgiving until then. That's because he wants you to retain the joyful mood that is necessary for you to have that confidence and the boldness that you need for the journey. And whatever it is the instruction he has given you concerning this time, that you are marking before starting the journey, I admonish you, please, that you should do. Don't do beyond that. Thank you very much for being here again. It's been my pleasure, and I hope you'll be here tomorrow exactly at 8 p.m. Thank you. Bye.